Okay, these notes are percent composition. Sometimes we need to find the percent composition of each element in a compound. Now, if you remember percents, it's part over whole times 100. So to find the percent composition for an element, so I'm going to put of an element, you need to find the total mass of that particular element over the total mass of the compound. So this is the mass of the whole compound, not just part of it. So if we're talking about sodium chloride, it's the mass of sodium over the mass of sodium chloride times 100. Okay, let's do our first example. We're going to look at CO2. Now, in order to do this, we're definitely going to need our periodic table and our masses. So, there in CO2, there's 1C, which has a mass of 12.01 grams. And I really want you to do it the way I'm showing you on this video, because it will help you a lot. I don't care if you can add up the amounts in your head. You still need to, and don't do it the way we did with adding the atomic masses. You need to know what each element is to do this percent composition thing. So write it out just like this. So each oxygen is 16, so 2 of them are 32. And then we have 44.01 grams, and that's the compound, okay? So this is the mass of the compound. That's the mass of the compound, and these are the masses of each element. It's the total masses of each element. Okay? So, to find the percent of C, well, C is 12.01 grams divided by 44.01 grams times 100, and you get 27.3%. Now let's find the percent of O, and that's 32.0 grams divided by 40, whoops, let me erase that little point there, divided by 44.01 grams times 100, and that's 72.7%. Now, these two added up together should add up to 100%. So add up to 100%. If they don't, you've done something wrong. Now, if they add up to like 99.9 or 100.1%, you're close enough. If it's off by a little bit more than that, then you've probably done something wrong with rounding. Okay, so try to get to as close to 100% as possible. Okay. Okay, so the next one, let's try calcium nitrate. So here we have 1Ca, which has a mass of 40.08 grams. And then there's 2 Ns. Remember, you got to distribute that 2. So that 2 goes to there and to there. So 2 Ns for 28.02 grams. And then 6 oxygens, which is 96. Now when you add them all up, you get 164.10 grams. And that's for the whole compound. So we're going to do the percent Ca is 40.08 divided by 164.10 times 100 equals 24.4%. Now notice in this example I didn't put grams next to each one. You really don't have to, because the grams cancel out. So I don't care if, I don't need to see the grams. As long as you have the correct numbers, that's all I'm really looking for. Okay, so let's do percent N, and it's 28.02 divided by 164.10 times 100. Do the math on that, we get 17.1%. And percent of O, 96 divided by 164.1 times 100 is 58.5%. And when we add them up, they do add up to 100. Now, notice I've been going to the nearest 10th percent. You don't have to go to the nearest 100th. Nearest 10th percent is just fine. Okay, what if you need to find the amount in grams of an element in a particular sample? We can use the way we've been doing things with percent composition, only we don't have to find the percent of each element. We just have to find the mass of one of the elements. So how much sodium, which is Na, by the way, hope you guys remember that, is in 150.0 grams of sodium nitrate. Well, we still have to figure out the parts and the whole. So we still have to do 1Na is 22.99 grams. 1N is 14.01 grams. And 3 O's are 48.00 grams. So the total is 85.00 grams. That's your compound. So in this case, because we're trying to find grams, we don't have to worry about 100. It's not a percent, it's the amount. So we're going to take 29.99 over 85.00, and we're going to times it by the 150.0, and we get 40.57 grams of sodium. So we're still doing the percent. If you were to do this, 22.99 divided by 85 gives you a decimal percent. And that's how you find the grams. You take the decimal percent, the decimal of it, times the amount, which is 150. I like to do it all in one step. It makes it a lot easier. So just remember, if you have to find the amount, it's the mass of the element over the mass of the compound times the sample amount. And that gives you the amount of sodium in that particular sample. Okay? Hopefully you get this. This was an easy concept, short notes. And we'll work on this tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.